Hi, welcome to 4 Minutes of Film with me, Rhianna. Now, the massive film of the week is The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. But don't worry if you're not into that, because I've got a couple of other recommendations for you. But let's start with the review of The Hobbit. The cliffhanger from the last film was where we see Smaug flying off to destroy Lake Town, which is where this film picks up. And then soon after that, everyone's attention, including the dwarves and the elves, turns to the Lonely Mountain, where all the gold is hidden, which is where the battles come in.
Azog is trying to cut us off.
Thorin, King of the Dwarves, played by Richard Armitage, begins this slow descent into madness because of the missing Arkenstone. But it's kind of portrayed in this weird, psychedelic, almost 70s video, which completely didn't work for me, it didn't fit at all. But he has some really touching, sweet moments with Bilbo Baggins, played by Martin Freeman, who doesn't have a massive role in this, actually, given that he's the titular character. But when I spoke to him, all I could ask him about was his dirty fingernails. I noticed your fingernails were, completely filthy. Is there actually someone that has to come along and dirty your fingernails for you? That's their job?
There is, my makeup artist, Georgia, who was with me throughout. Nothing gets past her. This is a character who has been on the road for over a year with a band of filthy dwarves, not washing, not showering. So, if suddenly you cut away from a sort of dirty face to very lovely white fingernails, that would be a bit... so someone comes and blackens your nails and, attends to all that. It's very detailed.
I was quite impressed. There are some truly epic battles in this film towards the end, where they're one-on-one and it's on ice and it looks incredible. But for the majority of the film, it's just CGI creature killing CGI creature, which completely doesn't work. Who cares? But what got me really excited was every time Luke Evans came on screen, because he is really something.
Look around you! Have you not had your fill of death?
And when I spoke to him, I asked him, were people just really annoyed when he just turned up on set just having long hair while everyone else had to have prosthetic noses and ears? And this is what he said.
I think they did, yeah. I mean, they got over it, but I think there was a while, especially on a Friday, when we were all desperate to get out of costume and leave. I'd be saying farewell and they'd still have their noses being peeled off and their heads being removed and their fat suits and, But they never complained, these boys, and I always admired that.
Although I think there are some gems in here, I think the franchise has almost completely burnt itself out by being stretched over 3 different films when it just didn't need to be. So unless you're a super fan, I don't think you're going to be overly excited about this film. So 3 stars for The Hobbit. If you're really not into The Hobbit, there are a couple of other options out there for you. So first of all, the In-Betweeners 2 movie is out on DVD.
I can't wait to get a job training dolphins, even though it is pretty bad how they're treated. Did you know all they feed them is raw fish?
Oh, that is grim. I'd puke if all I ate was fish. They bang out of order.
Imagine it, just raw fish. Their diet is fish.
Yeah, because that's all they're given.
I gave this 5 stars when it came out in the summer, and it's now out on DVD. And I was really, really worried that it wasn't going to be as funny or successful, but I laughed all the way through, as only the In-Betweeners can make me do.
Yes or no, how would you like to just eat raw fish?
Well, if I was a dolphin...
Yes or no?
Look, you can't compare...
Yes or no?
These people are marine biologists.
Yes or no?
It's not a simple...
Only raw fish, yes or no?
No.
Correct.
And still out of the cinema is Penguins of Madagascar, which I gave 5 stars to last week.
What you, of course, could not know is that Dr. Brine's laboratory in Venice is secretly developing a doomsday weapon called the Medusa Serum.
Ah, but what you don't know is that Dirk, Dave, won't be using his bazooka serum, Medusa serum on anybody.
That part is accurate.
Show him, Rico.
Again, I was slightly worried that this kind of film wouldn't work, like an offshoot of another film which had more characters in, but actually they managed to pack in so many jokes and so much more background that it almost worked better for me than the Madagascar films. So if you haven't got kids, make sure you go and see it. If you have, obviously, you'll probably seen it already. And next week, I'll be reviewing Dumb and Dumber 2 and Night of the Museum 3, Secret of the Tomb. So click here to subscribe and catch that then.